Spirituality versus spiritual psychosis. Let's talk about it. So there was this topic that I saw this girl talking about, and it was spirituality versus spiritual psychosis. Oh yeah, I got some. I'm starting some starter locks, and I had got some lock extensions. So yeah, new look, just trying it out. But yeah, I really like it. It's part of my personality. It fits. But anyways, yeah. So spirituality versus spiritual psychosis. I saw this girl. She did a talk about it, and it was really interesting. Just hearing her perspective and then seeing the references that she was using to talk about spiritual psychosis and and spirituality, like real spirituality. So I be on TikTok, and I've seen a lot of new spiritual people, new TikTokers, and people creating platforms for spirituality, talking about tarot or oracle reading, just doing different spiritual practices and stuff like that. Also, just trying to lean more in the spiritual direction. And it's really good. It's good in the sense that, it says that people are exploring more options and feeling their connection to the work, to the earth, and trying to figure that out and stuff like that. So that's really good. But then you have spiritual psychosis, and it's just like, I'd never heard of spiritual psychosis. I don't know if that's something that's new and just was made up or whatever, but um, it's saying that someone is spiritual and it's more of a like mental illness that they are spiritual. And I thought that was really interesting, mental illness on spirituality. Um, and it puts me in the mind of like, I mean, I guess anything could be mental illness. You can call it, you can say mental illness can be religion. You can say mental illness can be a lot of different things. It can just go to the extreme and just look like mental illness. So, anyways, I think that spiritual psychosis is more just people faking spirituality, just trying to be spiritual to the point where it takes on its own life and it takes on like a toxic twist or whatever. And so these people end up like making spirituality look bad or making spirituality look fake when the real spirituality is just a consciousness of self and a consciousness of connection, and connection to everything, connection to the earth, connection to everything. You know what I mean? So, and then being able to use different practical tools to connect on a spiritual level. But it gets all crazy and just out of there when you don't really have a spiritual foundation. You don't really have a foundation of questioning things to come up with a understanding or to come up with your own way that you um, connect with the earth. If you are connected truly, we will be getting the same messages. It wouldn't be some random weird thing that just popped up, and you're just like, it wouldn't be weird, and it wouldn't look weird, it wouldn't sound weird. It would sound like something that makes sense. When you see spirituality that's real, it doesn't look weird. It just looks different. It looks like, oh, that's another option. It looks like another option. But these people are making it look extremely radical and extremely I don't know, like almost unreachable or unattainable. And it's like, no, spirituality is not unattainable. And I think that unattainable part is what makes it psychosis. Also, I think that you can get so wrapped up in your own wants and your own interpretation of spirituality and pulling from different examples that you saw and start like making things up and then riding with it. I think that spirituality needs a balance. It needs for you to be able to be practical and logical, and also esoteric, or also what am I don't know what the word is that I want to use, but you could take spirituality to the extreme. And I've seen people doing that. So I'm an extremely spiritual person. And how did I get to the spiritual position? I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been into spirituality for 15 years. And the way that I got into it was just questioning nature, questioning everything. And once I questioned everything, I was able to see like what works and what doesn't work, and what is real, and what's not real. So I'm able to take spirituality and be more reasonable about it, be more practical about it, and use it in a way that makes sense for me and everybody, versus just being radical and weird about spirituality or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. And in Spiritual Psychosis, I saw that she was talking about this one lady who had pretty much lost it and her whole family or something like that, or was gonna kill her family. I don't remember. But that is not spiritual psychosis. I think that that's just mental illness. And then she's spiritual on top of it. So then it makes you say, oh, this is spiritual psychosis. Anybody could be in psychosis. So then I would wonder, would you call people who are Christian that go to the extreme and in their belief systems, would you call those people Christian? Would that be a Christian psychosis or whatever? So I just think that psychosis is psychosis. When someone is doing something that is unreasonable and just weird, then it's just weird. So yeah, it's very confusing to create labels for a group or a practice that you are not involved in. It's weird. I do know that there is a lot of weirdness though online, and I'm seeing that on TikTok because people are not even spiritual, but they want to be spiritual so bad that they start creating their own, like, pretty much being faking it, and calling that spirituality. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy, because spirituality is really just a normal person in touch and connected to everything. So yeah, that's just my little 2 cents on spirituality and connection. And then this psychosis thing about spirituality. Anybody can be psychotic, and you can be in any practice and be psychotic about it. So I just think that if you are going to be spiritual, just make sure you're logical and practical, patient, slow, be very slow when it comes to spirituality, so that you can be able to make sure that the direction that you're going in is actually good for everybody. Because what spirituality does is it's a representation of everything and everybody connected. So yeah, that's just my little 2 cents on spirituality and spiritual psychosis.